and black on black reconciliation. Tell me a little bit about, because I know that's a lot. That's why I sent you the original video with Amos Wilson, in all seriousness, because I know that's a big part of the work you do on Sisters Talk About. You know what I mean? I know you do that on a Monday evening. You know what I mean? So let me know what I go on with that.
Question again.
I want you to expand on, elaborate on, break down a bit about black on black reconciliation in the romantic sphere, in this kind of like where is the love? Making the peace, you know?
Where is it? Exactly.
Exactly,
where is it? You need to make the peace.
Misha Paris said, where is the love? You know, like old Misha Paris used to say.
Very true. Where is the love? It's I believe, and I think, and I was hand on heart as sisters talk about myself and Naomi. We both not we believe, because if you believe it is, you're not sure and you're not. We know it is there, and I think that's why we do is show that we do, because we know it's there.
Passionate about it.
And that's why we're so passionate about it, because we know it's there and we want to get it out of us, and for us to talk about it, talk about stuff, talk about subjects that we wouldn't normally speak on, and hear the other half's perspective. So we'll hear the man's perspective. So we always encourage Black kings to come on and share what they need to share. That's why we asked you to come on the other week, and DJ Shaq D as well, because as females, we can sit here, we can say, oh, well, you know, I think a man might think like this, and there was a guy that I was seeing who did this. Nah, that's not every man, and you cannot assume what someone thinks. So let the man come on and let that king speak for himself as a Black king, and let him speak for his Black love and how he sees it. But like I say, it is there. I think we need to focus on it more, and things that we need to do to reconcile that Black love, what steps we need to take, actions, stuff that we just need to do. I think we need to talk about it more. We need to see it more expressed, especially on social media. I know I've started following somebody recently on social media. It's called Black Man Affirmations. It's the most beautiful Instagram. It's beautiful. Literally, Black women just loving on Black men. It is amazing. Powerful, you know? Honestly, powerful. It is so powerful. It is so powerful. The things that she says, the things that she posts, just saying that Black man, I love you, and the videos that she posts with her man there, and baby, what do you want for breakfast? What do yo?
Did you? I wonder if you sent me a video recently when a wife was saying that her husband came home late and she was going to roast him. Instead of roasting the dinner, she was going to roast him. But she came down and was a little bit patient with him.
Exactly.
And he came in and explained what kind of day he had, and she was able to comfort him, and he kind of melted in her arms and everything. And it was like, that really stood out. That really, because that's not that's not normal talk in our sphere, but it obviously exists, and it obviously is healthy. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's not. That ain't on the surface to the top.
And something that you said there, something that you just said there, it's not normal. You know what I mean? How can we say it's not? We need to make it normal.
Yes.
Make those things become the norm, and not think, oh my goodness, oh wow. It needs to be normal. It needs to normalize it.
And that to me, that what that lady did in that video by speaking about her husband in that way with that reverence and stuff like that, is that takes a lot of courage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because she's not coming from a place of I ain't treating no man like that because it could go wrong kind of thing. That's a bold move. Like you do the best, you put your best foot forward, you put your trust in the Most High, or however you believe in the universe, or whatever. But you know, you put forward the positivity and let the chips fall where they may. Whereas we got a lot of people that's kind of like they're not putting their money down on the game. If you get, they're putting 2 pence over here and 2p, they're spreading their bet and their chicken, and they just like don't believe in the thing. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? People are paralyzed with fear.
Yeah, exactly. And I think in regards to reconciliation, And I think we need to take, and Miriam said, self-accountability for the words that we say and how we use them and the way that we say things. And I would say, especially as females, the way we speak to our kings, we need to check ourselves. Because more than one Black man has said this to me, and they've said, as a woman, you can get a man to do anything that you want. It's the way that you speak. It's the way that you speak to us. Literally,
Words, sound, and power. Words, sound,
and
and power.
I've seen something on Instagram again, where the guy sat down and the woman comes around and she's on about, babe, we didn't take the bins out. He put up a red flag and said, nah, come and ask me again. Babe, take the bins out. No, another red flag, come back. And she had to keep coming back until she said it in a man, and he was like, see, you just had to say it like that. That's it.
With some respect.
Mm-hmm,
With respect.
That's the word, you know. That's the word, you know. That's the word.
It doesn't take much to have respect. And even how I perceive it also, to show somebody else respect is displaying the respect you have for yourself. If you find it hard to have respect for others, are you actually respecting yourself, sis? Because, like, how do you communicate with yourself? How do you look and treat yourself? So all of that anger and vengeance that, you know, that's spewing onto, you know, the closest person to you. For me, it's just displaying a lot of hurt. So that means going back to what Fiona was saying and in the previous conversation is, you know, like therapy, affirmation, of making time for that, making that a part of your life so that you can heal from whatever has caused you this discomfort. You know, allow yourself to say to yourself, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for what has happened to you, because there's things that have happened to all of us that we had no control over. You know, so you can't say not everything is, oh, I'm sorry for what I've done to you. Sometimes it's, I'm sorry for what's happened to you. I'm sorry that nobody was there for you. I'm sorry that you felt that way. I'm sorry that you feel broken, that you was broken. I'm sorry that you're shattered. All these shattered pieces of me is on the floor. I'm sorry that after shattering on the floor, I'm the only person here to pick up the pieces. I'm sorry that I left some pieces behind. You know, it starts with us. And what me and Miss Phoebe Lee, Fiona, sister cousin friend, are doing, we're not doing it to display or to pretend even that we're perfect. We are far from perfect. However, we've built our platform from how we feel, from what we've learned, from things that we actually have done and are still to this day doing to heal ourselves. This is another way of us, like going back to what Fee was saying about, you know, and removing yourself from spaces where you don't feel loved. We're creating a space where, first and foremost, we both individually and collectively, we feel loved, and we're welcoming anybody and everybody to come to this space with us. Come and join us. You don't even have to speak. As long as you're willing to listen, and if something that is said, that is shared, resonates with you, or even makes you question, that you take it away and then you break down why that part of the conversation triggered you for some reason or another. You know, and we're learning through this process also, and we're very honest and open. There's times when, you know, we've shown up and we've had a very strong view on something, and then in a few conversations later, we could be like, you know what, I used to have this point of view, but it's actually changed. You know, like
we grow, we change, we evolve.
Yeah.
It is part of life. Or at least you
is.
hope so. At least we hope so.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Again, you hope so. You hope so. And oh gosh, I have to share. I have a really pet peeve with that word hope. I dislike it because I hope really we should be saying that, you know, that we
I
will,
know so.
or that we, or that, yeah, I know so,
I know
that we
so.
are, you know, because hope is really the, yeah.
You
Hope
remember,
doesn't.
I don't know if you have seen Amistad when the African man is trying to translate for the lawyer, and he goes, "It was supposed to happen." He goes, "I can't translate that." And
Yeah.
why not? And he
Yeah.
goes, "No, you either do it or you don't do it. We don't have
Exactly.
Exactly. That's why I
we
say
don't
with the
have no
word
supposed
try.
to do this thing.
Yeah.
You did it for me,
Yeah.
you didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many words that we have in English language that don't mean anything. It is just to fill in the gap, you know, and hope is one of those words. Try is another.
Yeah,
It's
try.
either,
Try is my pet peeve. It's been my pet peeve for years.
yeah, it's either you're
Pull
doing
up
it
so
or
many
you're not.
people. I said,
Yeah,
because if you, how can you try and pick up the pen? Can you try?
exactly.
Yeah,
I'll say
exactly.
this.
That
I'll
means
say
you're
this though. I'll say
doing
this
it.
as somebody that works. Part of the work that I do is in a school with young people, and a lot of the young people are from our community, our backgrounds, and I'm gonna encourage them to master the English language if they plan on staying here, because
Yeah.
you know you can end up in a pair of handcuffs. You could get somebody in a handcuff, or end up in Buckingham Palace, or you know, I'm trying to say under a bridge sleeping.
Yeah.
Depending on a big part of that variable can be related to how you master the language or how it gets mastered over you. So
Yeah.
because it's tricky, you know, treaties were
It really,
signed,
it
folk
really,
tongue,
it
all kind of
really
thing
is.
going with the language, different meaning and stuff like that. So
Yep.
that's a topic in
Yeah.
itself. That's a show in itself.
English language is a spell.
Spell.
There's a lot of spells.
Yeah. This cast a
even
spell on you
saying,
and spell the word and put you in a
Yeah.
sentence and sentence you and all kind of
and
word juju,
individual,
you know what I mean, can go on.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Like there's words that we say on a daily basis where you're casting your future. You know, even saying good morning. I don't say good morning. And I know that when I don't reply to somebody saying good morning, they look at me like, what the hell are you talking about? My response is grand rising. I'm not mourning anything. Morning.
I hear that.
You know, there's so many words that we use, and it is to our disservice.
I need to do some research on that, because there's supposed to be this thing about, just a side note, about the word grammar is related to grimoire, and the word grimoire is a book of spells, some ancient book of spells from the English language. You know what I mean? Like, it's all of that. It can go deep. The rabbit hole goes deep. I do need to do some research in that area, man. But don't let me cut your wisdom. You was breaking down some stuff about this, being prepared to step into space and just listen.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, like, and sometimes it can be hard to listen, especially when you are having a debate or in an argument, or when you believe that the other person is, again, excuse my French, but chatting shit. And you're like, this person is chatting so much shit. However, allow the person to chat their shit. Allow them to, because there possibly is something in there that could possibly make sense. Or you know, you could find out they have issues with expressing themselves. And you know, I'll go in a little bit with that, with like my experience with that is in a past relationship that I was in. This person was, you know, extremely intelligent, was a great, fantastic talker. However, when it came to matters of the heart, and when it came to matters where they had to share why they did something that hurt me, they found it extremely hard to talk. And at the beginning of the relationship, I found myself, because I was, you know, just like, I just wanted to get to the, you know, not even just the solution, but, you know, like to for them to realize how much they hurt me, you know. And I was just like, you know what, it's taking so freaking long to chat. Let me just fill in the gaps. When he's taking the space, I'm going to fill in the gaps, and I'm going to tell him what it really is. And then I had to learn to listen to him. And this was even though that he was the person that had hurt me on many occasions, had done something very disrespectful, didn't take me into consideration. However, for me to understand or even overstand where he was coming from, even if, plain and simple, I still thought he was chatting shit, and it still wasn't a good enough reason, I still had to learn to listen and have patience. I was, I was very impatient.
This is something that's absent though. Is
the
listening. I think that they, I mentioned before we came on here and I said something, we was talking about something different and I got triggered. You remember I was talking about the team when we get triggered, right?
Yeah.
And but I think that's what happens sometimes to people when they're in relationship, and I don't only mean romantic, but just in discussion or whatever. But definitely when there's passion and there's romance involved, it ramps it up. That sometimes we're eager to be right.
Yeah.
And sometimes that person just needs to be heard and respected in the sense where we got a right to be wrong. Like I could be off the mark, I could be out the ballpark, but it's good to let me say what I'm saying, and then we reason it out, and you show me, well, boom, boom, boom. But don't shut me down, don't suppress me.
Exactly.
Let me be wrong. Allow me to be wrong, innit? And then we can get back to the right, the right main road.
And learn within that is like taking time. When you're listening, you're able to learn how people came to where they are, why they do things the way that they do, what they've experienced in life that has made them the way that they are, why they respond in particular ways, you know.
And that's one thing I know as a occupational hazard or occupational benefit, because I listen to people as a therapist, and like one thing you do is you get to know who that person is because they tell you who they are if you just listen to them. Do you know what I mean? Even if they're saying something that is incongruent and sounds like a contradiction, it don't make sense. It sounds like, is that accurate? You challenge them, you might ask them different questions to clarify, but you just keep listening. They're gonna tell you who they are. You get to understand who's in front of you, man. Just listen to them. Listen.
As Maya Angelou says, people tell you who they are, believe them. And the issue that we have as women, and I will say that boldly, as women, we have the tendency of not listening and creating a story and assuming. We don't listen. So, we can get into relationships and the man has told you what he's about. But you think right, you know this, Fee, right? How many times have we chatted about this?
Because I say it all the time. That's what I've said for years.
We go in like, oh, I can change that though. I can change that. If
you think you can change it, and also like Naomi says, sorry to cut you, we don't listen. So when you start speaking to someone, the man's already saying to you really that he doesn't want anything serious.
Exactly.
He's saying that to you. He's showing you something different, but remember what he said.
Yeah.
Remember what he said. So I always say to people, but what did he say to you? Yeah, he said, but he did this, but what did he say? Well, remember, he said this, this is what this guy said to you. So regardless of what he's showing you, remember what he said, because you see further down the line, he's going to say, but I did say this.
Exactly.
You didn't listen.
And it is triggering.
Man, give their disclaimer. I'm going to be straight. Man, give their disclaimer. Man,
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Some man will be vague or duplicitous, and they try to play with words.
A lot of men, I would say for me, you as men, you give your disclaimer.
But a man will give a disclaimer, like the anchor. It's an anchor, like you said, to refer back to. If we go back to that 19 question in and when we was having two chicken in Nando's, remember I said.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring it back. So so I don't know how you confused or
as Naomi said, as women,
Disclaimers there, man. It's in the small print. It's in the small print.
We start, as Naomi said, as women, we start to create our stories. He said this, but actually he's acting like this. So actually, I don't think he means what he said. So he did, and you start creating your story and your fantasy, and you're in your own little bubble, and then all of a sudden a little pin comes and and the air starts coming out slowly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever had a female friend who's telling you a story and she sounds like she's been wrong and you're angry? Like, I've had that before. I'm like, where is this guy? Who is he? Where is he? Keep going. Tell me, what did he do? What did he say to you? What kind of man is that? And then as they keep telling you, then I get that. Oh, so when you lot was in Nando's having 2-2 chicken, he did say that to you then. Oh, and then the penny drops. The penny drops. The penny drops.
I'll raise my hand now and say that has happened with me and Fiona.
Yeah, I'm the I'll be after. So I'm the person that says
the amount of time. Yeah, the amount of times I've gone to Fiona and I'm like, yo, you know, da. And Fiona will be like, okay,
what happened?
Yeah, what happened? What was said? What was said?
I've got to check my sisters, man. I have to put what was said.
From day, Fiona has always been the one to like pull up and to, you know, really break it down and get down to the nitty.
And I say sometimes
a good friend will challenge you or
and I say
hold you accountable to a degree, right? So with love, with compassion, but still hold you.
And I say a lot of the times as well. There's no conversation, and that's the way as women we then create another story because the man hasn't said anything. We're creating. Well, he hasn't framed me. I did, and he hasn't done this. And I'm like, okay, so I'll break it down. So what? And I'm like, so what actually happened? Then the person tells me, okay, so this and this happened. So where have you got this from? No, but did that happen? No, I said, so why you don't know what's happened? So find out what's happened first.
Before
you start jumping, assuming, because you've created your own story. Find out what actually happened first.
And I'm raising my hand again because Fiona said that to me many, many, many years ago. And it was so triggering.
Because I've been through it. Because I used to do the same thing. Yeah. She never named me, never liked me. She never like, oh, piss off, go away.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I've got some cussing from this lady.
No, but you kept it real. You kept it real. And you helped your sister, cousin, friend to grow.
Yeah, man.
And growing, and you know, growing pains ain't the most comfortable. They ain't always comfortable.
You know,
but I've actually learned through my.
Sorry, go on.
I was just saying, I've had to learn through my self-development, realize, you know what was I doing? What wasn't I doing? But I've learned through this. Right, so this is what I've learned. I can show this sister what I've learned. Maybe this can.
Yeah, and the thing is, going back to what you were saying earlier, Fee, about removing yourself from those, you know, not using the word toxic, but those negative environments.
Yeah, unsavory environment.
Yeah, and unsafe people.
Yeah.
So when you're surrounding yourself with people that you trust and love, then you can trust and love their message and their delivery. So when Fiona was, you know, and I can't even just say it's past tense, it's present day and it will be future, because this is how we are with each other. Because then I learned to be like that with Fiona. I'll never forget when I started being like that with Fiona. Fiona's face was like, are you mad talking to me like that?
Are you busy?
You're mad.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like with one another, we know that this is a safe space. Like, I love you. I'm saying this to protect you. I'm not saying it to, you know, to make sure that you're single, because there are women out there that they want to be, you know, they want to keep you in the single gang. You know,
misery loves company. Misery loves company.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
But it's just like we know, truly know deep down with each other to the core. This is love. Like, I've got your back through thick, through thin, through everything. So I trust the delivery and I trust your message, and I'm thankful that you feel safe also to give me that message. You know, so it's knowing that person that is delivering that message to you, and that it's through love.
Yeah.
And we know that there's others where you question, when those questions come in, you have to go back to the drawing board and be like, if you're questioning this person, why do you have them around you?
Yeah.
You know,
No,
if you don't trust,
it's a beautiful thing that you've got that line of communication and that what's the word I'm looking for? Like the authenticity. It's authentic, isn't it? It's like raw. You can be straight with each other. Yeah. No, that's a really beautiful thing, man. That's a really beautiful thing. But I'm just wanna round things up with the statement from the elder. It's been a pleasure like sharing this space with you ladies, and I hope that we can jump on and discuss, you know, other relevant topics related to Black reconciliation and Black on Black love.
Thank you. I'm gonna pull you up again.
Hope,
I don't like the hope. Yeah, you said the I don't like the word hope.
The word what?
We will.
You said the word hope.
Oh. Another I let me think of something more like
when we do this again,
God willing, if life's beer, as my mom would say, life's beer, we're gonna jump in space, you know. And because no, it's really important what the conversation, the topic that we really need to expand this topic, and it's related to the 9 areas of people activity, right? And we as Black people in the West, what do you call it? POC, people of color, people from racialized people, all these different terms, right? That but we know we're talking about Black people.
You forgot BAME.
Oh no, that's taking it too far now. That's going too far now. You know what I
taste in my mouth.
But the 9 areas of people activity, I want to leave the viewers to reflect, and the listeners to reflect on this, right? We have to think about the world of economics and how we can use that to enhance us, or how we can be sometimes dominated by that. Education, we can enhance our plight, our situation, our lives, or we can be dominated by it. There's entertainment, right? There's a workplace, there's labor, law, politics, religion, and as Neely Fuller used to talk about, sex and war in it. You know, and like the relationship sphere is a place of, like, there's an implication of who we marry, who we couple with, who we partner with, who we have children with, or decide not to. They're all social things and individual things, but they have political implications as well. So, you know what I mean? Who we love as well has a political implication. So let's be wise, man. Let's be wise and let's protect ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, you know? And love each other, you know, and learn to love, you know, learn to love and be loved as well, you know. So, as K-Punk would say, we would have said more fire, but I'm gonna say more love, you know, more love.
Yeah,
more the same energy, you know, more love, you know. So, thank you, Queen, so much for coming through.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, and if life's spirit, we're gonna do it again. Yeah,
we will do it again, Mr.
All right,
sure, definitely.
All right, peace.
Peace.